What's going on everyone, my name is Scorpion and welcome to BHDL Semi-Finals. Last week we were able to advance from the quarterfinals after just barely scraping by in a nearly hour-long battle with Abomination, which puts the L.E.A.F agents in the next round of playoffs. Here, we will be taking on our great friend and BHDL's two-time champion Raymond, coach of the Mamoswine Doubters. As always, I'll be showing you guys what team we'll be going into battle with, and the battle itself will follow. There is always a timestamp in the description down below if you want to skip ahead straight to the battle. With that said, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys watch the pre-battle section so you can see exactly what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. If you guys are excited for the BHDL semi-finals, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And with that being said, let's jump right into it. Going into this matchup, our team consists of Lunala, Great Tusk, Meowscarada, Terra Iron Moth, Empoleon, Sylveon, Dragonite, Vikavolt, Terraminial, and Munchlax. While our opponent's roster consists of CHIEN-PAO, Giratina Altered, Jirachi, Weezing, Terra Ogerpon Wellspring, Sandy Shocks, Blaziken, Shaymin, and Terra Komala. Going into this matchup, we definitely have our work cut out for us. CHIEN-PAO and Terra Ogerpon are basically impossible for my team to switch into, easily 2-killing my defensive walls while having really solid speed tiers. Giratina and Weezing are also problematic into me, as they do a great job at keeping Pokemon like Great Tusk and Dragonite at bay, while spreading deadly status or simply hitting us back really hard. I also didn't have a lot of prep time this week unfortunately, as life really got in my way to prep to the best of my abilities. That being said, we're still going to try our best to win, so let's have a look at what we are bringing. After its phenomenal performance last week with the defensive variant, our Terra Captain Iron Moth is once again going to try to show what it's capable of, this time in an offensive role. We're packing a Boost Energy Speed variant this week with 4 attacks that is actually capable of hitting Raymond's entire team for super effective damage, bar Komala. With the speed boost from Quark Drive, we are able to outspeed CHIEN-PAO and Ogerpon Wellspring, while Fiery Dance will hopefully allow us to boost our special attack, letting us set up for a late game sweep. We're bringing Terra Fairy with Dazzling Gleam to hit Giratina as hard as possible while becoming resistant to CHIEN-PAO's Sucker Punch, Psychic to deal with Blaziken and Galarian Weezing, and Energy Ball in the last slot to dispatch Sandy Shocks as well as Ogerpon Wellspring after it terastallizes. To prevent CHIEN-PAO from getting a KO every time it hits the field, I decided to bring a physically defensive Vikavolt to switch into it and avoid even a 2-KO thanks to our Citrus Berry, even if my opponent brings a Life Orb variant. Vikavolt's naturally high special attack lets us 1-KO CHIEN-PAO with Bug Buzz even with no investment. Volt Switch grabs slow momentum on my opponent switching out, and while Sticky Web may be able to provide us with some extra speed control for later. Energy Ball once again fills the final slot to deal with Sandy Shocks looking to block our Volt Switch. A lot of the Pokemon that lead well into Vikavolt struggle to deal with our Lunala, who will be our dedicated anti-lead this week with a weakness policy variant, as my opponent's entire team bar Sandy Shocks is capable of hitting it for super effective damage. Running a Tailwind set this week over agility, as my opponent's priority options make it difficult for Lunala to sweep, while other teammates could potentially really benefit from the speed boost as well. 96 HP EVs and 160 defense EVs make us favor to leave even a CHIEN-PAO crunch, so we can retaliate back with Moonblast. Psyshock lets us threaten Blaziken for an OHKO as well as hit Ogerpon Wellspring on its unboosted physical defense, and Moonguy's Beam covers for the rest of the team. While our answers to it long term are very limited, we do have one way of handling Ogerpon Wellspring, and that's by employing our trusty Dragonite with a defensive variant once again. We're going with a Para-Flinch build this week, combining Thunder Wave and Air Slash to potentially muscle past anything on my opponent's team. Rocky Helmet lets us get additional chip damage on things like Ogerpon going for Play Rough. Roost gives us longevity, and extreme speed in the final slot gives us crucial priority for any threats that get out of hand. 28 speed EVs lets us outspeed everything on my opponent's team when they're paralyzed, while the rest was put into bulk to maximize our hit-taking capabilities. I really wanted a wall break that is able to threaten my opponent's defensive core for some massive damage, so next up is Choice Band Meowscarada that threatens a 1-KO on Giratina with Protean boosted Triple Axle, which can also 2-KO Galarian Weezing on switch in. Flower Trick lets us dispatch Ogerpon after it terras, Knockoff does massive damage to Jirachi and Giratina, and U-Turn lets us keep up offensive momentum. And last but not least is our Great Tusk, who is looking to capitalize on my opponent's general weakness to ground and be a great revenge killer for CHIEN-PAO, as once Galarian Weezing is dealt with, or if it chooses not to run Levitate, Headlong Rush looks exceptionally spammable. We also have Close Combat for the guaranteed 1-KO on CHIEN-PAO, Knockoff to hit Giratina as well as a potential Air Balloon Jirachi, and Heavy Slam is our best bet into a Levitate backing Galarian Weezing. So that's going to be the team for BHDL Season 5 semi-finals. Please let me know if you guys like this different style of intros, or if I should go back to the previous one, which is more short-formed, as I'm looking into ways to improve my content. Because this is the playoffs, if we lose this battle, our run ends here. So if you guys are excited for it, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, as we are on our way to 200 subscribers within the year, and only you can help me get there. And with that, I've held you up long enough, so let's get right into the battle. Alright y'all, so here we are with the BHDL Season 5 semi-finals, and we're going to go with none other than BHDL's GOAT himself, Raymond. Very good friend of mine as well. He's been very helpful in just helping me throughout the season in general, so I'm very excited to play him. Will tell you guys I have not had any time like this week whatsoever to prep, unfortunately, but hopefully we will still able to make it a good one. I'm going to lead off with my Lunala, like I said in the intro. I do think it's pretty good anti-lead. He's got the Komala, so that's obviously scary, but luckily I'm very happy that I did bring Grey Tusk now. He's Terra Dark on Komala and obviously Terra Water on Ogerpon Wellspring. And yeah, we said our good luck, have fun. I'm Terra Fairy on Iron Moth, obviously. I was actually kind of expecting Komala just because it is your normal type. You know, bringing your normal type into Lunala is never a bad idea. I'm expecting it to be AV. But we'll see what he brings. I'm expecting Raymond to bring his A-game, and I'm honestly expecting to get my ass kicked, but we're still going to try our hardest. As he's going to lead with Blaziken, perfect. This is exactly why I wanted to lead with my Lunala, because it's a very good lead. This is a very good lead into his, like this would be a very good lead for him into my Ogerpon. Not Ogerpon, sorry, Vigavolt. So yeah, I'm gonna Side Shock turn 1. I don't think this thing wants to risk staying unless it's Sash. He does withdraw immediately, good to know. Let's see what he goes into. If he goes Komala, it's going to take a heck of a lot. That is probably Komala, if I had to guess. Yes, sir. Comatose comes into effect. Let's see how much damage we're doing. We're going to hit Side Shocks. If it's AV, it's not going to take a whole lot. It is a 2-hit KO. Beautiful. And it's Citrus, I think, right? Alright, Citrus. That's very, very bulky. That's Fizz Death, by the way. Yeah, yes sir, that's Fizz Death with Citrus Berry, roughly speaking. Citrus Berry is a great bring from his part. I do kind of want to go Dragonite, but at the same time I don't really want to break my multi-skill just yet. We're probably going to see a U-turn come out if I had to guess. I'm personally going to make the Great Tusk play just because I'm okay with that thing getting chipped. And a Choice Scarf actually does put us in a pretty solid position here. So we're going to go Great Tusk, probably going to see a Super Fan come out. Acrobatics. Great play from my opponent, but luckily Grey Tusk is very physically bulky, so we're able to take that no problem. Let's see, he's got a couple of switch-ins here. Obviously, he does have the Giratina and the Weezing he could go into right about now. I'm definitely not expecting to stay in. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to pull a Double into my Lunala, because I don't want to click Knockoff into Weezing, because it's not going to do anything. But I also don't want to click Heavy Slam into Giratina, right? So we're going to go Lunala right here, as he goes for Yawn. My guy really stayed in with this Komala. Are you serious? Right, you've got balls of steel, I will say. That's wild. How much am I taking from this thing? With Vigavolt, just to check. Let's see, Acrobatics. I'm very surprised he stayed in, but then again, that's probably just his aggressive play, expecting me not to switch. Maybe he was expecting me to be defensive, I'm not really sure. I don't think I take much from this thing with Vigavolt though, so I'm actually gonna just make that play right now. I don't really want to switch into another Acrobatics. I don't think this is what we force the Terra, but he could go for Knock. Goes for Acro again, that's fine. That is fine, that's fine. No Sandy Shocks. He does still have the Weezing, so I don't think, and the Giratina as well. So we're going to Volt. This gives us guaranteed slow momentum. If he stays in, we're going to do a heck of a lot. This thing is looking to be more physically defensive than especially defensive, considering how well it took that Psy Shock. Because that's otherwise supposed to be like 60%. Goes for Acro again. Just puts us in Citrus Berry range, which is actually perfect, because that means we will be still be able to take on CHIEN-PAO. Unless it's Life Orb, unfortunately, but that's okay. We're going to Volt Switch here. Solid damage. Let's see. Knocking off Weezing would be really good. Yeah, for sure. You could go for Sucker Punch, which I obviously don't want. Yep, we're gonna go Meowscarada. Choice Band means that this thing should die to a U-turn. So we will go for that. It could be Rocky Helmet on Weezing, could be a solid pivot into it if he wants to sack this thing early. Acrobatics is really fire prep for Great Tusk, honestly. Luckily we were still able to damage control this thing pretty well. We go for U-turn. They should kill. Perfect. Kamala goes down. I don't know if I revealed to him that I'm Choice Band with that. I might be. Alright, so Kamala goes down to Meowscarada. I might have revealed that I'm Choice Band by doing that, otherwise the U-turn might not kill, but that's fine. We're gonna make the Lunala play now. I do actually really like Lunala's position now that the Kamala's gone. You could go CHIEN-PAO, but he might also expect me to have some kind of anti-CHIEN-PAO tech, which we do actually have. Obviously, we have the weakness policy. And I'm also EV'd to be favored to live. Let's see, Katana, who's that? Is that going to be the CHIEN-PAO? No, Ogerpon Wellspring. Okay. Are you going to knock me off, my friend? That's kind of what I want here, not going to lie. He's got the Mortal Kombat theme, I love that. I kind of want a Tailwind, just in case he U-turns. If he knocks off, we'll obviously get our weakness policy. That'll be amazing. This thing's probably going to Terra. I kind of want to just roll Psyshock, though. But the problem is, with that, they could also just go CHIEN-PAO, right? Just realized I wrote down the wrong KO. It's fine. I think I'm just going to opt to make the Psyshock play. He's probably going to U-turn, honestly. If he wants to go hard into CHIEN-PAO after that, that'll be a phenomenal play. But it's also a bit of a question of can he fit U-turn, right? And if he clicks knockoff, this will be fantastic, right? Knockoff does look kind of free. Let's see. So there's the embody aspect. Let's see what he goes for. Goes for Ivy Cudgel, yeah. Plays around the potential of a, what's it called? Of a weakness policy, which is very smart by him. He does get a crit, unfortunately. But Psyshock's going to do a heck of a lot to him here, which is amazing. Great damage, love that. I'm going to Dragonite here. This thing is never able to 2-kill me upon switching. Lunala is obviously still helpful for the Weezing. Fortunately, weakness policy tech's not going to work out here, but we did still get amazing damage off this thing, which is awesome. Goes for Ivy Cudgel again. Perfect. It's not going to do anything. Nope. Is that a crit too? No, it wasn't. Play rough. It is looking about max attack, definitely. Play rough is a 2-kill from here, but it will also obviously that will actually put him in the range of extreme speed, which is really good. We're gonna Thunder Wave here for sure. We want to get something paralyzed. Oh, we got Taunt. Are you serious? That's great prep, but that does mean that he's not. We obviously can't Roost as well. Does mean he's not as like that means he must be lacking some kind of move. So either he can't hit Lunala. Meaning he doesn't have knockoff. Like, there's some on my team he can't hit with that, obviously. I'm just gonna E-speed for now. Get a little bit of a chip on this thing. Goes Spiky Shield. I should have air slashed. Interesting. So I did actually kind of see Spiky Shield coming. Maybe I should have just air slashed. Yeah, that's on me. A little bit of chip. That's still fine though. How many more turns am I still taunted for? One more turn. That's fine. An air slash here. Not going to do a whole lot, but it will put him in range of extreme speed, especially if he goes for that. Air slash is also going to do a decent chunk to Galarian Weezing. Yeah, it's actually a good. That's actually a free KO if he's like physically defensive, which would be pretty good. Obviously, he's probably going to guess that Roost is my 4th move, so he's probably going to know my whole set. But he might not even have Play Rough, honestly, because if he's got all these moves. Right, he does go for Ivy Cudgel. Perfect. Probably expecting my Rocky Helmet. Ow. Next one will not take me out. Unfortunately, he is getting a lot of crits. We do go for Air Slash. We do connect. Lovely. I'm gonna shake off the taunt now. I should be able to Roost on Weezing coming in, right? This is going to be a little bit of a 50-50 call, whether or not, like what he does here. Because he knows he's in range of extreme speed now, right? That's the thing. Do I go for it? I think I go for it because I can roost on Weezing. Right, we go for extreme speed. Perfect. Ogerpon Wellspring goes down. Huge threat out of the way. Mate, defensive Dragonite has been so good for us this whole season. Perfect. Komala goes down to Meow, which I forgot to write down, or I kind of read it down the wrong way. And Ogerpon Wellspring goes down to Dragonite. So no more Terra Captains. Pretty good start, but there's still a Blaziken in the back. Our Dragonite is now chipped. I'm surprised he's keeping that thing so healthy, but maybe he wants it for the Great Tusk. Does make a lot of sense, considering how, again, I said in the intro, how spammable Headlong Rush is against this team. CHIEN-PAO is still a massive problem, obviously. Especially now with Vikavolt chipped. If that thing is Life Orb, I will still be 2 KO'd, which means our counter to it is pretty much gone. So we will have to rely quite heavily on Great Tusk. So yeah, he did do a really good job. Yep, there's the CHIEN-PAO. Loving the nicknames. I have no reason to keep Dragonite around anymore, so I'm personally gonna just extreme speed. I don't think there's a reason for me to ever let this thing like set up. Extreme speed's still gonna do a decent chunk. We do obviously out-prioritize Ice Shard, and then afterwards what I think I want to do... Obviously I want to see if he's Life Orb, and then afterwards I'm probably gonna go... I don't know, we'll see what we do. We're gonna extreme speed. Get my chip. Yep, there's Ice Shard. Could turn out this thing as Ice Shard, which I kind of expected. Are we Life Orb? We are not Life Orb. Could be Banded, which is scary. If he is Banded, I should be in range with Great Tusk, right? I am at 207. Yeah, Life Orb actually doesn't kill me from here, so he has to be banded in order to kill me here. I don't think he'd be banded though. Like, would you be banded? Maybe. Well, either way, Vikavolt's actually not in range, so I think I actually go Vikavolt here. And that's actually my play. Keep Great Tusk a little bit healthy. Because a banded Ice Shard does not kill me, and we're actually not in range of another attack if he isn't banded. So. Volt Switch going to do a good chunk. It's actually going to put him in range of pretty much all of our attacks. Kind of tempted to Bug Buzz, but at the same time I don't want Giratina to come in for free, right? So we're going to Volt. Right, he does withdraw. Perfect. We get slow momentum here. We're going to see Giratina. Who's that? We see the Weezing come out. Beautiful. Volt Switch here, get a heck of a lot of damage, because Vikavolt is so strong. That's either mixed defenses or we got a bit of a high roll. I think we got a bit of high roll there. Moongeist Beam should kill this thing. CHIEN-PAO doesn't appreciate taking that whatsoever. So yeah, we're gonna make the Lunala play now. Kind of tempted to set up that Tailwind, but I don't think I can afford to. Psyshock does take him out as well, but obviously I don't want him to go into his CHIEN-PAO, like, aggressively. So we're just gonna Moongeist Beam. I think this is fine. It should kill, and once this thing is gone, Great Tusk is gonna start going in. Obviously Giratina is bulky, but... we can still cripple that thing. This is a tough position for him. Imagine if this thing's like Scarf with Shadow Ball, that'd be hilarious. I don't think there's a world in which it outspeeds me though. Unless it's not, again, randomly Scarfed. That would be a Ray Tech, but I don't think he's that crazy. Actually, I'm really glad I brought this Vikavolt set. So we're sitting in an okay position, honestly. We're not doing bad, but CHIEN-PAO is still scary. I'm also leaning towards the fact that that thing is banded now. Alright, we're gonna go for Moongeist Beam. And Weezing dies. Beautiful. Good job, Lunala. Now, unfortunately, now CHIEN-PAO comes back in, and it pretty much has a free kill. That is the problem. I am leaning towards the fact that it's banded. because of the fact that it switched out. I think it would have attacked my Vikavolt otherwise. But we have no way to confirm that, obviously. Completely forgot to write down his KOs as well. Let's see. Dragonite's obviously already down to CHIEN-PAO. And then, let's see, the rest of our monsters still alive. Iron Moth also looking really good. If we can use Iron Moth, or sorry, if we can use Great Tusk to weaken Giratina. There's Blaziken again. You Scarf? Or are you just gonna protect? There's no way you're Scarf Blaziken, right? I think what he's gonna try and do, he's gonna protect, and he's gonna try and then kill me with Psyshock. So, not Psyshock, sorry, Knockoff. So I think this is where we whip out the Tailwind tech. And if he knocks me off, phenomenal play. But Meowscarada is actually going to be in a really, really strong position if he does that. There's always Great Tusk. So we're going to Tailwind here. He goes for Flare Blade, so he is Scarfed. Does he kill us? He does not kill us. Beautiful. There's some nice recoil. Scarf Blaziken is fire, not going to lie. There's Tailwind. Do I outspeed him here? I actually don't know if I do. He's jolly, by the way. That's crazy. Let's see. Choice Scarf. +1. Nala Tailwind. We're actually slower here, unfortunately. Damn, I was not expecting Scarf. I really wish I would have done that. But Scarf. Does put us in a pretty tough position. Great Tusk should always live, though, right? Yeah, Great Tusk does live Flare Blitz. Gonna Shock here. Yeah, unfortunately he does outspeed us. Scarf speed boost is crazy. Alright, fair enough. Blaziken kills Lunala. Luckily we didn't need Lunala that much anymore. That's fine. I really wish I just Psyshock now. Tailwind was a misplay, but then again, who would reasonably expect Scarf Flare Blitz, right? That's a sick tech. Great Tusk should live, because I'm at 207, right? Yeah, Great Tusk should live Flare Blitz, even if he's max attack Adamant, which he's probably not, considering I'm speed creeping Adamant Blaziken with Lunala. Which is greedy from my part, but that's okay. We're gonna go Great Tusk here. And Headlong Rush is free. I'm gonna just do the Giratina, by the way. $33 to $39. Still good damage, as long as we can get that thing in range. Alright, Headlong Rush here. And that actually reveals to him that we're Scarf, which I forgot. We get a crit there. I completely forgot I was going to outspeed with the Tailwind, I'll be honest with you, because I'm Scarf myself. And this Great Tusk actually is speed creeping this Blaziken. Alright, so Blaziken goes down. Now it's just the Ubers we got to worry about. So CHIEN-PAO's left. Havoc, is that the Giratina? Yes, sir. There's pressure. We always want this thing weakened, right? However, I don't think I can actually afford to let Great Tusk take this hit. How many more turns does Tailwind up? Probably one more? One more, yeah. Do I live a Draco Meteor? With Meow? I think I actually need Great Tusk healthy. Draco Meteor. I actually do. I always live Draco Meteor unless he's like Specs or something. I think we have to go Meowscarada. It's gonna be tough for CHIEN-PAO to win as long as Great Tusk is still a bit healthy. So we're gonna have to make this play a bit aggressive, but there's Dragon Pulse. Which we actually take really well. Tailwind's gone. Dragon Pulse. Not Modest, is that Timid? Yeah, that's roughly Timid. Dragon Pulse might have been a low roll. Bandit Knockoff, the 71 to 89. I think I just go for that. I don't think there's a reason for me to risk Triple Axle. I don't need to kill him this thing necessarily. Yeah, we're gonna knock. We're just gonna knock off. Be great to get rid of CHIEN-PAO's item as well, for sure. If it is Bandit. That will open up our game plan a lot. If he's Scarf, he cannot kill me. With a knockoff. Protean comes off. He's not Cobra Berry. Perfect. Big knockoff. That's hella defensive. Oh my god, weakness policy. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's sick. I'm not gonna lie, that is really sick. And there's Aura Sphere, so we're gonna die. Yeah, Scarlet dies to Giratina. Yeah, that was great prep. He knew that he could live. He knew that he could live that. However, Bandit knockoff. Jesus, ladies and gentlemen. That's like uber defensive. That's fully Fizz Def. Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam should kill though. Yeah, Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam should kill. Weakness Policy is great prep. I don't die to a Shadow Sneak. And the fact that he's special makes me believe he might not even have it. Always Terra Fairy here, and Dazzling Gleam hits CHIEN-PAO on switching as well. I don't think he can afford to switch out though. And it looks like we might actually have this in the bag, unless CHIEN-PAO is randomly scuffed, in which case it could actually flinch our Vikavolt as well. So it's not over, folks. It is not over. I think we're sitting in a pretty good position though. Alright, we're gonna Terra Fairy here. +2 Shadow Sneak's not gonna take us out ever, even on a crit. I don't think there's a world on this which this Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam does not kill, unless he's like a really weird EV spread, but my calcs show that it should. There is Shadow Sneak, which we obviously knew he would have. Does a lot, but doesn't kill us. Dazzling Gleam. Perfect, Giratina goes down. And it's CHIEN-PAO versus the world. Let's see, so we know this thing is not Life Orb. Sword of Ruin comes out. We're at 174. Sucker Punch does not kill me. What if he's Bandit? Neither Sucker Punch nor Ice Shard kills me here. Oh wait. No, Ice Shard doesn't kill me either. Choice Band. Even Choice Band Ice Shard only has a 37.5% chance to kill me. So we're very favored to live. And Bandit Sucker Punch never kills. What is more? Fiery Dance and Dazzling Gleam does the same damage. That's just Dazzling Gleam. There's Ice Shard. We're favored to live this. Yes, sir. That's game. Iron Moth coming in clutch. There it is. GG's Raymond. Insane match. I'm honestly very surprised that we came out on top of there, but I think, honestly, our techs actually really paid off. And Iron Moth looked super strong in this one. So GG's to my good buddy Raymond. Was an honor to play you. And ladies and gentlemen, that is I'm very happy to announce, that is the third time in consecutive VHDL sessions that the L.E.A.F agents advanced to the finals, giving us a shot at defending our title. Insane. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here. GG's to my good buddy Raymond. Really appreciate you. Again, I cannot express how much respect I have for this guy. And we always have good battles. So yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the finals, and peace out.